trimming, cutting, and then I'll show you a couple cool things on the app that make your life a lot easier. And make it professional. So if you want to download that, that is by Meta. So if you log in or create an account, you can link it directly to your Facebook and Instagram. And so then when you create a video, and I'll show you, you can hit publish and it'll pull up your Facebook and Instagram and it'll open that directly to where you can post it immediately.
Right, I'm sorry, I missed the front part of that. What is this app called?
It's called Edits.
Okay.
It's available for Apple and Android. It's owned by Meta. So if you've heard of CapCut, that's TikTok's like editing app. This is Meta's. If you think most of your audience is on Facebook or Instagram, this makes life a little easier for those. If you're more on TikTok, you could learn CapCut. I'm not your guy for it. I just started with this and that's what I use. So before that, I was told I had permission to pitch the business, of course.
Of course.
So this is me. I do real estate photos, videos, floor plans. I'll show you some of my packages. This is just some examples of work I've done. Aerials and drones. I can do the outline of the property. This one was pretty challenging because it wasn't like defined. A lot of the acreage property you can see by fences or there's usually a pretty clear defined line. Like if there's a farm that backs up to it, you can see where the farmer does his line. But I use Onyx hunts. I hunt and fish, and I've been told that's accurate. But if I ever do one of these for you and you look at it, you're like, Ryan, that's way off. You can take a screenshot of whatever MLS or whatever you use and send that to me. I'll try to base off of that. So yeah, interior, exteriors, floor plans look like that. I can do upgraded floor plans that will like more define like where the sinks and stuff are. Those cost extra. This one's included with most of my packages. And there's the options, I guess you could say. Not all of them, but most of them. The most popular package is if you're not doing video, it's going to be this one's $150. It's 20 to 25 photos. That floor plan I showed you, and I include the marketing kit. A lot of people I know, that's an add-on. The marketing kit basically gives you a bunch of different templates for like open house flyers, social media posts, and different stuff like that. If you upload your branding, which I know a few of you have done that work with me already, your headshots and your branding, it'll automatically populate those on those marketing kit templates, and you can swap them out, different stuff like that. And these are some example videos that are all trying to play at once, which is frustrating. These are the packages, and then if you haven't used me, for the folks that do use me, I really appreciate you. Close your ears for a second. If you want to give me a card, or if you don't have a card on you, give me a Post-it note with your name, phone number, and email. I'll create you an account. I know it's scary to switch vendors, especially photography, because it's so important to look good online for your clients and for your listing in hopes to sell it. So if you want to give me that info and you haven't used me before, I'll basically give you that $150 package, which is the most popular. I'll do that first one on the house to prove myself to you. If it's out of range, I do have a radius. There will be a travel fee. But if it's within that, it's like 30 miles from my house. So it's pretty wide. I'll give you that for free. And then if you want to add on a video or you want to add on something else, or you need more pictures than 20 to 25, I would do a subtract 150 from whatever. So it'd just be the difference. And I'm confident that if you use me once, you'll want to continue to use me and we can work together. So if that's of interest, please give me your card and we'll go from there. Any questions on what I offer, services, stuff like that? Go ahead. Okay.
What's your email, Ryan?
info@movieco.org. Future note. So this is like the first class I've taught. Future note. I will put my contact info page. Thank you for bringing that up. But info@movieco.org. I got cards in here. I probably have cards in my bag. But if you give me your card or a scrap piece of paper, I'll shoot you an email or a text so you have both of them. Okay, so if you haven't downloaded it yet, if you want to, this is the app that I'll go over with the example later. If you just type in edits into the App Store or Android Store, I don't know what they call it nowadays. This will be available. It should be at the top. It's one of the most popular.
Let me warn you.
Sorry, Shelby. I used her as an example. So this video that she did, hold on.
Let me
I
warn
gotta
you.
listen to
The
it.
man who lived here was old.
So this video I actually got quite a bit of compliments on, and she did as well. This was actually her idea. She's like, this person was close to her, and she's like, I want to share the story, and I'm like, let's do it. And I don't charge extra for like the intros and stuff like that. And this is probably a little more complex than what you're gonna make, but it more speaks to the creativity that she thought of in this video. Ended up doing her very well. She's told me several times how many people have told her how much they enjoyed it and stuff like that. So before we get into the actual editing itself, editing is, to translate to you guys, is learning the contracts. That is just the tool, the execution of the things you have to do. The editing is not what makes the video, it's the content itself. So when it comes to video creation, yes, you have to know how to edit and how to make things good and format it to where it's engaging. But the editing is only a piece of the puzzle. Knowing what to make and testing different ideas and having fun with it is what is going to make it enjoyable. And videos on social media and stuff, they're just another lead gen tool. So Lonnie hammers this, in which I'm glad he put this up here, 200 people. When he asked how many people had 200 people, a lot of us don't, right? And we're trying to get to that 200. And that's where videos can help. But just like any other lead generation tool, if you don't do it consistently, you're not going to see results. So open houses, knocking doors, cold calling, has everybody done those? Sort of. Anybody? Okay.
Yes.
Videos, this is one thing I'm going to say. And if I say this and you feel like, you know what, you're right, this is not me, you have to pick a lane. This triangle is the top. Once you get people here, it is your job to move them up, right? But we're trying to find these people to move them up here. And that is where the cold or the lead gen starts, right? So if you knock on doors and that's more comfortable than recording yourself and putting that online, then maybe you should just keep knocking doors or cold calling. If you prefer cold calling than put your face on camera or talking, you don't have to put your face on, but it helps. It's branding, it's put yourself out there. But if you prefer to do that, maybe this isn't your tool. The difference is video has the potential to reach a lot more people, right? And you can, right now it's free to post on social media. If you have a post that does really well, like I told Shelby, like these ones that like are getting more reach than normal, she should boost those. Put money behind them. Meta's gonna force it out to more people. You can't do that door. If you get one good door and that's a listing, you can't boost that into more listings. It's just one. So the leverage you get with social media is gonna be completely different than anything else you do. And ultimately, all you're trying to do, you're not trying to go viral. You want to be kind of local viral and get them into your triangle. You want people to ask you questions where you can get them into there and then try to move them up that way. And another thing video does is complement that better than anything else. So reaching out to your people, 200 people you're supposed to reach out to. How often are you supposed to reach out to these people? How often do they get a phone call?
4 times a year.
4 times a year.
Once a quarter.
Once a quarter. who says you called them that quarter, they didn't answer. Their new coworker's spouse is a real estate agent, but they saw a video of you that day, even though they didn't take the call. You're still top of mind. And then when you do call them and say they did see a video, and you call them, they answer, and they're gonna be like, "It's so funny you called. I saw that video you made about when was the last time you changed your air filter in your furnace. I haven't done that in a year. I appreciate that." And it's just there's ways. It's a conversation starter. It keeps you top of mind. The only negative to video is your self doubt and what you think people are saying about you, which honestly is nothing. If you get 5 views on a video and you're embarrassed about that, guess what? 5 people saw it. And it's probably 5 people you don't know. So it's the upside should outweigh the downsides, which the downsides is just your limiting belief and scared to put yourself out there. But that's the industry we're in, right? I mean, I make videos and I'm scared to put myself out there, but I still do it. I'll post one. We're just talking yesterday at a photo shoot we're doing. I had an idea. I'm going to stack up probably 5 and start releasing them so it's more like there's a pattern. Like I don't want to just do one and not post for a while. I was telling him, I'm like, if this video feels weird or sounds stupid, I'm probably still going to post it because I just want to see what happens. Because ultimately, if you judge your content, you're the worst judge. You're going to be harder on yourself. You're going to say, I sound weird, I look weird, what have you. The only person that matters is the audience. And what the analytics say. So other than that, you should just post and don't worry about it. If your kids are giving you a hard time or your family members, it's not for them. When you're posting strictly real estate stuff and you're not posting about the kids and the family and stuff, which you should still do, it's not for those people that might give you a hard time if you look silly. You're doing it for the business and trying to reach people that need your help and your services. Okay, gear. Gear is a trap and a rabbit hole, and I love it more than anything in my life besides my wife and kids. It's just one of those things that you can just keep going. It's kind of like courses, right? There's always another course. I'm not saying don't take courses, but all you're doing is taking courses and never applying what you learn in those courses. You're just addicted to the courses and the growth. You're not doing anything. Gear's the same way. You're gonna think of something you want to do, and you're like, man, I don't have a camera for that. Let me look and see what camera can do that. Like that can fit in a small place or something. Now you're down a rabbit hole trying to find the right camera for one video when it's like it doesn't matter. But there are a couple gears that I have that will help you. This is an easy one. It's cheap. If you get on TikTok or whatever app, you're gonna see 300 different versions of this. This is just the one I have. It's the magnet that goes to the back of my phone, so it's easy to put up. This itself is a magnet. I don't know if it is. So you can kind of mount it in different places. It's also a tripod. So you can set it on a desk or something. And then it can also be just like a tiny selfie stick, just to give yourself a little more of a better angle, pleasing angle. So those are easy. And it does have a screw on it if you do have a tripod. Which I'm sure I do somewhere. So I have this attachment on it right now, but it could screw onto here, and then you could set your tripod up. And it's just a nice universal tool that is very affordable. Phone gimbals. So if you want to start doing more tours of houses, if you go to a lot of like previewing a lot of houses and you want to get footage of the house along with you in it, a gimbal is worth buying. They're not that expensive. If $126 is expensive to you, I'm sorry, these are like the most affordable thing besides like manual stuff. But these just make it really simple to create smooth footage of a house that you're touring. And it just keeps the shot stable. So when it comes to video, especially like cinematic, you'll hear cinematic video, shaky handheld footage is just hard to watch. and will make people scroll. And this just is an easy way to stabilize it. So this is one option. I do have the tracker. So this little piece right here, if you attach that to your phone, it'll actually track you. So if you wanted to start with like an intro, you could highlight your face, set it on a table or countertop or whatever, activate the tracking, and then if you're walking and showing this over here, walking showing this over here, the camera will follow you. So if you like to do, one thing I see out there is kind of walk and talks, like people that go on daily walks will use these and just talk about whatever. I think Paul used to do some hiking stuff. I don't know if you use that, but it's a great way to get stable footage. And if you have other stuff you like to film, family, friend events, stuff like that, this just gives you a good option to get more stable, better looking footage. This is another one. It's also a good brand. I would go either DJI, the first one I showed you, or this one. And they both have their own apps that are both pretty good for editing. We're not going over those apps today, but both good options. Similar features. I just did the DJI because I got other DJI products. And it's like Apple. I have an Apple phone, Apple computer. Everything just talks better if you stick with one brand. So if you're gonna stick with one, personally, I like DJI. But if you're just, or if you already have an Insta360 product, then maybe look at Insta360. This is just a phone tripod. Very simple, basic. This one actually has a remote. If you're not into wanting to walk and do stuff and you're just wanting to set up, here's a tripod right here with the phone, you can do a lot with that. Or just even one of these that just setting it on tables or putting it on the fridge and talking. Tripods, what they call a locked off shot, which it's sitting on a tripod, not moving. That's what most movies, if you start watching besides action films, most of the shots are like just sitting on a tripod. And the movement is in the shot, you moving, talking, use your hands, and maybe walking towards the camera, away from the camera. So you can do a lot with a tripod. And this one kind of doubles as a selfie stick too, which is nice.
That's the one Josh uses in his silly videos, if you've seen him, because he won't let anyone else be around when he's making his stupid jokes. So he has to deal with that and does them by himself. So
Yeah, it does it completely solo,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And this
Yeah.
is the only tool he has, and it's $23.
yeah, if you're nervous about talking on camera, get one of those and nobody else is around, you do it on your own. So,
Exactly. Yep. Yep, great tool to have. And if, I mean,
they're cheap.
a lot of these too, they're cheap, and if you're filming somebody a kid's soccer game or something, it's nice just to be able to set it up and not have to worry about it. So audio, I would argue, is almost more important than the video. If you're not doing like a stable like tour of a house and the whole purpose of the video is what you're verbally saying on there, if you're outside talking to a video and all you hear is wind, or it's really hard to cut the wind out using the editing software, it's going to ruin the video. I mean, you're going to put captions. I'll show you how to do that. But ultimately, you can get these mics super cheap. I don't have one because I have like more professional mics because I get paid to make content. But if you're just buying a cheap mic, which I'm not even wearing this one, I'm sorry. These are windscreens. So like in here, I could take this off if it's removable. I don't know if it is. But if you're outside, you put that on. If you're inside, you can take it off. It's not going to affect, it's just, it looks weird. It's on there. But outside, that's what cuts the wind out. So if you're going to get a mic and you're going to be doing anything outside, intros or walking down somewhere, walking down Main Street, kind of talking about the area, make sure it has a wind screen on it. Otherwise, it's going to pick up the wind. You might as well just use your phone on. All right, who we're creating content for. Everybody's heard of reverse engineering, correct? So when you're going to make a video, think about the end person in mind. So especially if you have a specific person that you like to work with, first-time home buyers, maybe empty nesters looking to downsize, people that want a fixer-upper. I have a lot of blue-collar people in my family, electricians, plumbers, stuff like that. If that's your like focus, it's those people that want something to put sweat labor into to have equity, think of that in mind. Think of that person when you're going to make a video. What are the questions they're asking when they're going to look for a home? And that's what you should be making videos on. The just listed, just sold, stuff like that, they're important. It shows that you're out there doing stuff. You're trying to sell this house, so you need to promote it. But it doesn't give value to people that are not currently looking. You want to give value. So if they're not looking, hopefully it gives them a reason to look, or it just gives them value of some sort when it comes to real estate or homes or what have you. So what are they Googling? Using past clients is a great reason to reach out. I guess somebody give an example so I can target. What are you targeting right now? Your ideal client, if you get 50 of them.
Gosh, okay, maybe an older person, looking to downsize.
Older person looking downsize.
Yes.
So that's so if you've helped people like that, those would be great people to reach out to of, hey, try and put out some more videos. What were questions that when you're Googling or you're searching on Facebook or whatever, hoping to find content about, you did? And just see what they say. Maybe they give you like, is there any?
They want to know where I have too much stuff. I've lived here for 40 years. I have a whole bunch of stuff. Where I want to move is much smaller. What do I do with all this stuff?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
phone callers, estate sales, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And if they're wanting to go to a maintenance provided, like talking about the different options there, different price points in the area, stuff like that. But start with the end person in mind. And I think it's important to go narrow instead of wide. If you try to reach everyone, you're going to reach no one, right? So if you start talking about that person in all your videos and different tips for them, it doesn't mean you're not going to reach other people, but you're trying to reach that person. And if you're providing them great value, it doesn't mean it's not going to provide this person value. Now, that doesn't mean don't test other markets. One popular video that every agent starts with when it's not come look at this house is a market update, correct? Everybody's seeing their friends' market update videos on there. One thing I would do differently with the market update is more storytelling and slipping the market update under that. So the person that's downsizing that you just helped, sharing that as a story of, I just talked to a client that would like to downsize, but they're nervous. They got a ton of stuff and they don't know what the market's doing. By explaining to them, actually, the houses you're wanting to go into, the maintenance provided, there's a lot more options out there, and they're actually sitting an average of 20 days longer on market than they did the previous month. So that client actually is deciding we're calling the junk removal people, and they want to start house hunting for that kind of property. And that's a story you told instead of here's what the houses are doing in Cass County. And just listing the numbers. You're not talking to a specific person. You're just talking to everyone. Talk to one person. This is where you can test different markets. So then say you also like the somebody upgrading. You like to help those people. They went from the first house, they're going to the big 3,000 square foot house with a pool. And you saw a stat out there that's houses with pools are selling for 50 grand more than whatever it is. Making these up. So you tell a story and say you don't have a personal story, but somebody else in the office shared one at team meeting. You could say a friend in my office had somebody that was about to list their house that has a pool, and I just found out that houses that have pools sell on average for $50,000 more than houses without the pool or less, or whatever the stat is that you want to say. But framing it in a storytelling way and testing different. Each market update could be to a specific audience. And not only are you going to probably reach more people because you're narrowing it down, but now you have more videos versus listing just straight out, here's the numbers for the month. Does that make sense?
Makes total sense.
Does anybody disagree with that?
I like that idea, telling the story, because it makes it more relatable. People can see themselves inside the story instead of saying,
Doesn't sound like a pitch.
right. And we had 45 houses go on the market last month, and we had this many pendings and this many sold. Hey, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, you got to say, especially if you're stat heavy, share what does this mean to you, or what could this mean for a buyer or seller in this market? Or you have to add to it. You can't
Interpret the data.
just sharing stats. That's stats.
Right,
I
but
like that.
a mental thing is when you're talking to one person, if you use words like you, or say you're talking about yourself, I, or a character, an electrician. I was helping my electrician friend out, and he wants a house that he can fully rehab, and he's very handy. And houses that are not completely redone are selling faster, so it's going to be tougher. And whatever the story is, you can make up a story. You can have a friend, you can have a colleague that has whatever person you're trying to reach. But when you go narrow, if you start the video with my electrician friend, every electrician stop. I'm telling you right now, electricians are going to hear what you're talking about if you're calling out their blue collar people. Does anybody have blue collar friends, family? They are proud, and if you say the word electrician, they're hustling in there. What you say?
Yeah.
You know, and that's the same thing on social media, and it's like that for a lot of professions. And I think a big one is, especially if there's certain loan programs that you want to. Scott Swagger, it's a friend of mine. He works with a lot of physicians. There's physician loans. So he could make kind of endless videos on physician loans and different benefits and stats for kind of the houses that those people like to look at and framing it in a story to reach more people. Especially if a doctor friend of mine that I was working with wants to sell their house, but the houses at this price point are taking longer to sell because of XYZ. It's just being more creative on how to get your point across and not just reading the stats. Any questions on that?
It's good.
Video structure. We're about to get into some editing. This is what the app will look like. Before I say this, I'll give you permission to introduce yourself one last time for a video. And that is on your intro video that you are going to post and pin in your Instagram or Facebook. That is literally introducing yourself. Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm a real estate photographer here in Kansas City. If you're a real estate agent and need great quality photos and videos, I'd love to help you out. You make that script for yourself. Hi, I'm a real estate agent. This is what I specialize in. If you need help in these areas, or you just have questions, or you need to know a junk removal guy, reach out to me. I'm here to be a resource. That should be the last time you should ever introduce yourself in a video again. If you feel like you need to say your name, one, don't. Two, put a text box up there, put in your name. But you're posting this from your account. If you give them enough value, they're going to look and see who you are. Like, if you start with, hi, I'm Ryan, they're scrolling. Versus my electrician buddy, they're stopping. Start with a hook. Start with the purpose of the video. Give them a reason to stop scrolling. If you start your video with, hi, I'm so-and-so, nobody cares. They don't care what your name is and then they'll figure out what your name is. Fair?
Mm-hmm.
Even though it feels like a branding thing. You can put a text box. I think you guys have the templates and command with the branding. You could put a sticker in there. You could put your branding on the video. Don't say it. Don't waste your time saying it. And that kind of goes into the rest of this. It's just be short, sweet, to the point. When you make a video, trying to figure out how can I cut this down to where it's only the absolute essential information in there. That is what people want. Think about when you're scrolling and you're into gardening. You don't care about who the person is giving the instruction and how many years they have and what have you. If they just jump straight to what you're trying to figure out, that's all you want. So a lot of times a minute video can be 45 seconds or even 30 seconds. And just trying to figure that out will help you. Hooks, ChatGPT, Gemini. If you're like, this is the topic I'm going to talk about, give me 50 different hooks, it's going to spit them out, read them, save the ones you like, get rid of the ones you don't, and test different ones. If you have one video in the analytics that goes crazy, reuse that hook. Maybe switch it a little different words, but it's all kind of the same. Just use that. If you find a hook that works, keep using it. Any questions on this? Keep it short and focused. There's a teleprompter tool I'm going to show you in here that's going to make your life easier and keep things to the point. So now I'm going to switch over to my phone and show you the Edits app. Does everybody have it downloaded? You're welcome to kind of follow along if you want. It's up to you. I think it's this one. Yep. See. Okay, here's the edit tab. When you open it. So these are my projects that I've made. Down here, so this is like your project. This is the inspiration tab. I'm gonna show you a couple things on here. And this is like a notes tab. I don't really use that much, but it's something to keep an eye on. This is gonna be like your analytics page. And this is gonna show analytics. Unfortunately, when I first created this, I connected it to my personal account instead of my business account. And they have yet to release something where you can switch the profiles within edits. So when you go to post, whatever account you're logged in on, the last time you're on Instagram or Facebook and you hit post, it's going to go to the last one open. So if you wanted to post it to your business page, you need to go in there, switch to your business page, and then go back to post. And I'll show you guys what I mean by that. Let me make sure I'm logged on the right one. All right, we're good. Okay, so you want to start a new project, you would hit this plus button. And you have an option of camera or gallery, right? Now I'm going to go very basic on this. I was told that some people watching this have never edited a video in their life. So I'm trying to go day one. If I go too fast or you have a question, you can stop me. So we're going to go camera for this example, because let's say you have zero footage. There I am, okay? So there's some different tools here. Music, if you want to add music, I do that after. This is the green screen effect. Very useful if you read a lot of articles, especially if you follow a news source like in your area that you're really focused on. Or if you're going to do those market updates, you can take a screenshot of whatever the stats are and put it behind you. At least that gives them more of a visual to see along with you talking. Timer, that's just if you're setting it on a tripod and you're going to adjust where you're going to stand. You can put like a 5-second timer. So you're going to stand at this board, but the camera's here. You can hit the timer button and it'll give you a countdown for when it starts. Oh, that's the recording one. The countdown's another one. And then this one is one I really like. This is called the teleprompter. So I'm going to open this. You can create a script and ChatGPT or whatever you want to do. If you want to handwrite one out, let me see if I have one saved here. I'll just write. Me a 30-second video script to reach electricians that are shopping for a house in the Kansas City market. I want the script to start with, my electrician buddy thought he could sell his house for $400,000 until he found out that homes his size in his area only sell for $350,000. Now this is very sloppy, obviously, but just for the example. So this is obviously going very like line by line. I'd probably ask it to do it in a paragraph to make my life easier. But going back here, I can paste it. Maybe. There. Okay, done. So now I have it here. Now there's some adjustments in this corner. If you hit that, there's speed and text size. So speed obviously slows it down. And then text size makes it bigger or smaller depending on what you want. Okay. And this is like your newscaster. What makes this nice is it's so hard to remember, especially if it's a kind of detailed video that you're wanting to make it. You're wrapped up in your head of, do I look good? Am I going to sound okay? You're going to forget things. You're going to twist words. This takes all that away. So now I'd clean it up to where you don't have the hook 0 to 5 seconds. But now I can do a video. My electrician thought he could sell his house for $400,000. He found out home his size. It's going too fast for me. But so I would slow it down. So what I would do here, I would slow it down to probably about there. This here, that's my first video. If I hit X, it's going to delete it, this card. So then I'm going to restart. My electrician buddy thought he could sell his house for 400,000 until he found out homes his size in his area are only selling for 350,000. And I see this all the time, especially with trade guys. You put in real work into your house, upgrade, sweat equity, so it feels like it's worth more, and it continues. Now, part of this is going to be once you find your, it should save it in the app. Once you find the speed and size of the text you want, you should just be, as long as you're doing script similar, you should just be copy and pasting in there and you record the video. Okay. So from there, you can hit next. Now we're getting into the editing. So for the editing, this is the main timeline. This is what we're going to call A roll for people in the biz. There's A roll and B roll. A roll is the subject, the main point of the video. B roll is the stuff you would put over it, which I'll show you how to do that here in a second. Just in case you like to hide your face and you don't like to see your face all there, you can start a video with your face in it and then cover it up with footage of the house or articles or pictures or whatever you want to do. But real quick, trimming. This is the most basic thing you can do. So if I put my finger here, I can scrub the video, which is just moving it back and forth. And what I do is I literally wait till I see my mouth to start moving. So that's my first word. I'll back it up. You can either touch this part and drag it and it'll trim it, or what I like to do, I think it's a little quicker, back it up to where I think I'm starting. If you hit the split button right here, it splits it. And then if you just take your fingers and widen it, it'll make it bigger. And then I just delete that portion that I don't want. So pretty simple there. You can either drag it to shorten it or just split it and delete what you don't want. And splitting is important to know, especially if you're like going and say you have a break, say the teleprompter, you're out running it and you want to give it time to catch up. You can just freeze, let it get to where you want, and then start talking again. And then when you go to edit, so it's going to be easier if I show you real quick. If I tap out of that, there's this captions button. If you hit captions, it's going to automatically generate captions. And where captions make it easier to split, it'll show you that gap. So then you can scrub through the video, cut that gap out where it's like you not talking for 5 seconds or even 3 seconds to make it more seamless. And it might have a little jump because maybe you did move a little bit, but people aren't going to pay attention.
You gotta check the spelling on those captions too,
Yes.
especially like your name.
Where's my captions? Replace. Oh, here they are. So, oh, it's because I had it like that. So there you go. So there's where the captions start, and then there's a break here. So I could cut that just by going towards the end of the caption, tap in this timeline. That's how you cut that. Hit the split button, scroll over here, split button, and then delete that.
Nice.
Pretty easy. Now there's other apps out there that'll do this stuff like automatically. I have one that I used to use to edit like a podcast for somebody. And automatically I can put like cut out any breaks that are longer than 2 seconds and make them a half second. Those cost money. For short videos like this, it's just easier just to do it on the fly. Okay, so there's that. What's nice about this app, it's connected to Meta, so all the music and stuff like that is what you're gonna see as if you're making a reel on Instagram or Facebook. So I'm just gonna pick one. Buddy thought he could sell his house for 400,000 until he found out this is gonna be a little off because of the screen mirroring, but your captions, if you tap it, there's a style and an edit button. The edit button is your script, and this is what the captions read. So if you need to change spelling, anything like that, numbers are wrong, you can go in there and change it. If you pronounce a word goofy and it's not showing up right, you can go there and fix it, and so people know the word you're trying to say. If you go into style, it's going to have a bunch of different styles that you can pick from, different text styles, simple, bold, all kinds of stuff. So from there, What was something else I want to show you guys? So if you did want to put B-roll over your A-roll, there's this overlay button right here. If you tap that, you can pick. So I'll go to gallery here. So here's just a random video I made the other day. And it's gonna put that on top of that one. So I'll tap it. It's not the full size of the screen, so I'm gonna make it the full size. And so now it's me talking and then the B-roll over it. Now the A-roll is still gonna be the audio. So we found out homes his size in his area are only selling for $350,000. So that's where if you're doing a bunch of footage of a home, talking about the upgraded appliances, the layout, the different stuff, and say you take a bunch of video, you can overlay it simply in this app and hide your face. So you can start with your face talking to the camera about this amazing opportunity that everybody's going to miss out on except for one person. And this house is in the best neighborhood, and then you can layer all the other clips that you took on your phone previously or after. So from there, there's different effects. You can adjust the colors. And there's a ton of stuff this app can do besides just a bait, but this is just making a basic talking head video with simple tools. Let's say you like it, you can hit the export button there at the top. It's going to export it. Now, if you're trying to, you can hit download and it'll download it, but will not keep the music. So you cannot download this. I think you could sell this house for $400. You cannot download it with this music from Meta and try to put it on TikTok because they have different copyright rules and stuff like that. So you can download it without the song, and then when you upload it to TikTok, you could add it the same song or a different song within TikTok if that's a strategy. Same for like if you want to put it on YouTube, you would do it the same way. But for this instance, it'll be connected to your Instagram and Facebook. If I tap Instagram, it opens it up. That's the video I just made. It'll actually put a little badge in the corner saying made with Instagram edit or made with edits. People are saying those are getting more reach right now. So it's definitely worth trying if you are going to start making content. And you can just write a caption, tag the people you need to tag, put your location. And then if you have everything synced together, you could share it directly to your Facebook, or you could post it separately and say you want a different description or a different caption for Facebook. You could turn that off, write your caption for Instagram, go back here, hit Facebook, and now you're going to post it on Facebook if you wanted to say different things. For some reason, it's beneficial to do a little bit different captions in the different apps for different platforms. And if you're using ChatGPT or AI to write your captions, you can just tell it, give me a caption optimized for Instagram, give me a caption optimized for Facebook, and then just do them separately. Questions there? Anything you didn't know? Did anybody learn anything there?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Any features that you're like, I actually appreciate it?
I didn't know how to do the overlay.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that's
question.
cool. A-roll, B-roll. My question would be, how do I add, okay, so you've got one video on the B-roll. How do you switch to add another one? Let's say we've shown the kitchen. Now we want to go show the bathroom and,
So I'm going to move this one down and shorten it.
Okay.
Okay. I would just go wherever I want the kitchen to be. Say I want it here.
Yep.
You gotta make sure you're clicked out of everything where you have this. If it's showing a menu that you don't see the overlay button, it's because you selected something else.
Yep.
So click out of it. So say you want the kitchen to start here. You want to cut back to your face for a second.
Yep.
Just hit the overlay again.
Yeah.
Gallery.
Okay.
Find the one you want. Here's a cool picture of a house. And then tap out of it, tap that picture, make it big or small or however you want it to fit in the screen,
Okay.
preferably not crooked. And that's it. So you
Okay.
can just do that for several,
Okay.
as many as you want.
Sure.
So yeah, if you do, so say you're talking about a house and you're like, okay, I'm going to talk about the kitchen, the primary bedroom and bathroom. And so you're going to have 3 clips you want to overlay. And your script complements that. Then you go through, you get a shot of the kitchen. You get a shot of the primary and a shot of the primary bathroom. And then when you go in later, you can add. And to trim them, it's the same thing. You can just either do that back and forth, or you can just go in and if you select that clip, you hit split and it's going to split.
And it can be a photo or video.
Photo or video. Yep. Yep. One thing I do want to mention, say your audio is bad. If you select the main A roll, you can hit voice enhance and you can try to reduce noise or enhance voice. And you can play with that if for some reason you didn't have your mic.
Buddy thought he could sell his passion.
If for some reason the audio doesn't sound good, you can try to correct it with that. Sometimes it works good. If it's crazy windy, it might be a wash. And just but don't give up. If it's windy and crappy, but you have the B-roll footage, do the B-roll and put text over it. And then record yourself doing a voiceover. So say this is all B-roll, you can do voice, and this is gonna create a voiceover. So say you didn't want to put yourself on camera and you just put footage of a house. You can click that button, the voice button, and you're going to record a voiceover. You can use the teleprompter so you know your script, or you can just read from your computer, and that's going to do a voiceover of me talking about this awesome house and all the great features and all of that, blah, blah, blah. And so say this didn't have audio because it was trash, so I'm turning that off. Come on, baby. Turn that off. Do a voiceover of me talking about this awesome house. And that's just on my phone. That audio is pretty decent for your phone. But there's no wind in here. It's a pretty quiet environment. So it works. So voiceovers are a great way to be able to use footage that you thought might not be worth anything. And if you don't like to be on camera, but you have a good headshot of yourself, you see those stickers that agents have of just like a cutout of themselves. You could have footage of a house, put yourself as a sticker on there, and just do a voiceover. So they're putting your face to that voice, but you're not physically on the screen talking, right? Okay. All right, I'm gonna show you one more thing, and then we can break to questions, or if you guys want to do example or help you walk through something, we can. This is the inspiration tab. This is kind of like your For You page or what have you when you're just scrolling. This is just going to be content that they think you would like to make. But what you want to pay attention to is the templates. So templates are great because you can hit use template right here. And it takes out all the effort for you. So it has these captions, it has the music in the captions, and some, if it's an agent posting, you might be able to reuse the captions they use. You might not even have to change the captions. And all you do is add the clips, and it'll either be photos or videos. And if it's video, if it's a straight video like walkthrough with a template, you can just do those. It'll automatically trim it to where it cuts with the music automatically. And all you got to do is fill in this one has a lot of photos, but all of these spots. So I think I had one saved. If I can remember how to get to it. I can save there. So templates. So this one was just of that gal saying whoa to a lot of stuff, be pretty easy to make.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's the voice from Family Guy. So like the caption is, "Are you included with the house?" Creepy. And then just her saying whoa a bunch. So you would just take all these clips down here of you saying whoa in different places, and it will just, if you place those in there, just automatically trim them. It just makes things easy. So if you are in the inspiration tab, click templates. These are all volume.
No, the volume.
It's fine.
It's on it's the TV room behind it.
But if you're in the templates, all these are templates you can make.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
So if that's one you want to make as popular a while ago, it has it, and all you gotta do is replace their clips with your clips. Pretty simple. Those are a great way to like just make content fast because you can save them. And say you see one at an open house and it has the template badge, you can save the template. Next time you go to an open house or whatever, and you want to make the same one they did, you just recreate the clips, but it's just you. And then same thing, once you're done, you hit export, pose, write your caption, and you're on your way. So that was a lot, I know. But are there any questions? Is there something you've seen that you're like, how do I do this? Is there something I didn't cover that you're hoping I was going to cover? Is anybody going to make content?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Is anybody nervous about it?
Yeah. So yes.
Okay. Why?
I don't like listening back to my voice.
Supposed to listen.
That's fair. Do you know a lot of movie stars don't watch their own movies? Because of that reason.
Say I don't like
Can't
listening
watch-
back to my voice. When I
Yeah.
was working in a setting where I was responsible for like setting up the voicemail message,
Mhm.
if I knew I messed up, I would just delete it and re-record it.
Right.
I wouldn't like listen back to see if I messed
Yeah.
up.
If you record live, you don't have to edit, and you don't have to worry about.
The live
Yeah.
only stays on your page for 30 days now.
You can make it stay longer.
It seems like I see a lot of people do the same thing and it doesn't seem genuine to me, and that's the biggest reason why I won't do it.
Like it's like,
Said many times before, like if it comes down to me needing to do videos and keep my face out there and be a real estate agent, to do that, like, I just don't know if I can. I don't know, I just feel like I see them all do the same thing and it's just cheesy and I'm just like, I don't know,
and that's a great point. So
that's just my take on it.
with social media has changed in the past like 6 months. The algorithm used to show you people based on who you followed and the content based on who you followed. They now call it interest media, where it's showing you the things that you're interested in. So if you're scrolling, you see a pickleball post and you stayed on that longer than a real estate post, it's going to show you more pickleball. So with that being said, you guys are real estate agents, but that's not everything you want. So you should be posting, you have the ice cream shop. That's a whole story within itself. And you can mix in, now this will go on your personal page, not necessarily your realtor page. You could tag it if you talk about a real estate thing. But you should be posting about really all of your interests and mixing in real estate stuff into it. So I know we have people that like to golf. I think a good one would be telling the story, like the market update story of a friend while you're like walking up to the tee box, like getting ready to hit drive. Yeah, I was helping this electrician out and he was going to sell his house, but you know, we went over this, and this, pause, smoke a drive, turn and finish your story. And so you're talking about real estate, but people wait to see if you're going to slice the crap out of this.
Yeah.
So there's creative ways, and you should. Obviously, we really focus on real estate and business here, but there you have a lot more to your life than just that. Especially if you're in any like charitable stuff, talking about that stuff. You want people to know and trust you, and know who you are, and you're not just a real estate agent. So mixing in family posts and these editing tips translate to all kinds of videos. And like a lot of stuff I make, and I don't post like a lot of the like family stuff just for personal reasons, but I try to make stuff that I like and what I think my kids will like later on. Not that it's all about them, but I also make a lot of business stuff because I want my business to grow at the same time. But you could do the daily scoop because you own the restaurant.
Well, I know,
But talk
I
about
think we
it,
talked
but
about this, yes.
makes real estate into it. And that's just a fun, you're combining both careers. And
But you do a lot of that anyway, like, yeah.
right. Which we all do,
I
right?
think it's also, as agents, most of us probably follow a whole bunch of other agents. So we see a lot more of that stuff
Yeah.
that are
True.
other people.
Yeah.
And
And sometimes like a newest TikTok will come out and I'll be like, okay, how many real estate agents? are
Right,
doing this thing?
but you know, your friends would rather see you do it than me do it. So even if there's a bunch of us out there with the same stupid video, your people want to see you. So they may not see all those.
And that's probably just a personal thing.
It is,
I don't like
for me too.
saying
I think you should test this, do 2 videos a week of you telling stories about
that.
real
We said
estate
you were gonna help me.
while you're scooping ice cream. Well, just like I said, prop it up while you're scooping ice cream. I don't know, like it depends on the customer, obviously, but if you're just scooping ice cream or cleaning something at the ice cream shop and just telling a story about a client that you helped, the visual of you doing the ice cream.
It's just my everyday where I'm scooping ice cream and making a cone and writing a contract back there.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
it's like, yeah.
Right, and then be mic'd up and telling a story about the transaction or how you met somebody at the ice cream shop might connect with somebody. And it's different. It's not like every agent.
Right.
It's like, wait,
Yeah.
why is she scooping ice cream? And if they dig into your profile, they're gonna find out that you own the ice cream shop and you're a real estate agent.
Yeah, you better do it or I'm coming out there. I'm gonna be scooping ice cream at your place. My videos. Show up on my tripod.
We'll go eat ice cream,
Bring that ice cream.
I think that'd
You
be
come
great.
scoop with me.
I'll come scoop with you.
What do you pay?
Only 13 an hour.
Okay.
Is that before splits?
Do you,
No, that's true.
you get free ice cream at least once a shift?
Me?
Do the employees get at least?
We
ice
get
cream?
one scoop a shift.
Okay.
All
All
right,
right.
that's,
Nice.
all right, but that adds to.
You're in, yeah, that's.
I mean, I'm gonna teach somebody else how to make cones.
A cone making video would be cool.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
With your logo on it.
just personal interest. I'd like to see that.
Can you make-
Related to real estate?
Can you make the cones in different shapes? Can you build a house out of waffle cone?
Build a house.
I don't know.
You should build one
But it's
and like time lapse it so it builds really fast and then pause it to you and just smash it.
Yeah,
There we go. Do that.
People would love it. You take all this time and you just smash it out of nowhere.
for sure doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I do have extra time. If you guys want, I can stick around, brainstorm, chat. If you have questions, with the way social media is going, I don't see it going anywhere. If you choose to make videos or not, that's up to you. I think it all goes back to the beginning of you have to pick lead gen in some fashion to grow your real estate business. And do you want this to be one of them, or do you want to do one of the 50 others? It's up to you.
choose your heart.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Bye.
Okay.
She's gonna go make cones now.
I don't know.
If you're interested in any of the gear that Ryan talked about, I already made a Facebook post with all the links to them,
Oh, thank you.
with the exact ones up. I tagged him in it. I tagged my dad and Brandy and Kay in it because I saw they were all looking at it.
Yeah.
But it's on my personal page
You're so.
and all the links are up there. And I found the exact ones he had posted.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
But she's smart.
So
Yes.
So I'm getting ready to take a trip and I want to take something with me where I can video some cool places.
Uh-huh.
And I'm started with them. But what should I take? Take the tripod or take a spot or something? Or what? Like stuff that you know. What would you suggest?
Yeah.
What's the trip?
London, Scotland, everybody.
Okay. So I would probably, if you're gonna end up buying one of these, you could take this.
Is that the one you said?
Yeah, you can do selfie or like just because if you're walking around, it is very stable, but it's not quite as compact as this.
Right.
So if you feel weird doing this, I wouldn't take it. But if you're okay with it, because you can just kind of walk with it, kind of like right here, and it's kind of in your profile, and you're not going crazy, right? This is going to be a lot smoother if you're walking.
Okay.
So this would be great. This is if you're going to be out a long time and you don't want to lug this thing around. This is nice because you can
My dad has his on his phone all the time.
just keep stopping. Yeah.
So maybe I should just get both of those.
This you could just have like this. And what I would do if I were you is film cool stuff you saw, and then you could do a voiceover. Unless you want to be in the video, you could do a voiceover of the experience.
I made sort of photo.
Yeah, if you're gonna use this, again, it does make the footage better.
Okay.
I just had.
Okay.
If you're like, I'm not gonna use it, it's not worth buying for one single trip. It's long. That'll be a lot of fun.
Well, plus, I'll use it for other stuff.
Honestly, some of those too, when you're going to conferences and you're going to the different trainings and stuff, that's good content to show your clients that and your network of people or your sphere of influence. It's good content to show people that you're still learning and you're trying to be better to help them.
Yeah.
So any of those things that we're going to, big or small stuff,
Do you keep the mics or do they stay up
Yeah, I'll
here?
do that.
just
I almost need the microphone too, don't I?
Well, right on. Okay.
All right. I mean-
Oh, okay.
if anybody else wants tagged in my post,
And Sally, thanks, definitely, okay.